My name is Amanda. I also go by Ketoginja. I've lost over 100 pounds eating a ketogenic diet. It took me a year and I've been maintaining that weight loss for right around 2 years. That's a mouthful. I'm getting used to saying it though. If you are new here, welcome. I am 37 years old. I am a mama of 2 boys. They are 4 and 5, Lincoln and Levi. I'm married to an amazing husband named Dan, and we are just a happy little family. If you are just starting to dip your toes into the world of low carb, I'm so happy to virtually meet you. It is a incredible way to live your life. If you ever thought that you were not in charge of how you felt, you would be wrong, because eating low carb and getting a lot of the sugar and processed food out of your system will make you feel like the absolute best version of yourself. I promise you. So I did a live a couple of days ago and we got on the topic of munchies, okay? Let's talk about munchies today. Munchies, aka head hunger, which means your head is hungry, but your belly is not. Munchies can come from so many different areas. Sometimes when I am stressed, I feel like snacking. Maybe you took place in some herbal refreshment that is causing you the need to snack. Maybe it's that time of the month. Maybe you're just lonely. Maybe you're thirsty. There's so many different reasons that our brain takes the wheel and says, hey, eating is what's gonna make you feel better. So I wanted to give you guys some tips and some examples of the things that I eat, drink, snack on when my brain takes over and I feel the need to eat. You're gonna have a lot of keto channels that say things like, mind over matter, just don't eat, you don't need a snack. I do not believe in that. I do not subscribe to that. I don't care what it is that you're eating or how you're eating. If you are sitting in bed watching Golden Girls at 10 p.m. at night and you need a little nosh, you need to be able to eat something. I'm not going to sit there and punish myself and say, Amanda, look what time it is, you're not allowed to have a snack. As soon as I start policing myself in that way and telling myself that I can't have or I can't do, I start to get crazy. I do not like being controlled in that way, even if it's myself doing the controlling. It's just a very slippery slope for me. So if I'm sitting in bed watching Hoarders and I need a little snack or a little munchie, I'm gonna get one. Okay, so some of the things that I'm going to talk about are foods, some of the things are drinks, and then some of the things are just an alternative. Something else that you could do that isn't eating or drinking that hopefully will get the wheels turning in a different direction. Let's talk about snackies first, because when I hear the word munchies or I feel mentally hungry, I am almost always thinking about a snack. So I'm going to tell you guys some of my absolute favorite things to do. If you are someone who tracks macros, this does get a little bit trickier, because if you're trying to stay in a certain place, you need to allow space in your macro numbers to have a snack later in the day. It's another reason why I don't track. I feel too controlled by tracking, but you do you, and we'll do it together. So some of my favorite things to munch on when I know that I need something super low carb that's not gonna ruin my good day of eating. Pickles. Pickles are super high ranking for me because they are very low in carbs. They have a ton of salt, and no matter what you're craving, when you eat something super salty, your brain feels satisfied. So even sometimes when I'm craving something sweet like a cake or a cookie, if I eat a handful of pickles, I feel so much better and have totally forgotten about the cookies. So pickles, banana peppers, olives, all of those like briny, delicious veggie type foods. Those are an amazing snack, especially in the evening, because you're getting that salt in your system, which is giving you some extra electrolytes. It typically helps me sleep as well. So pickles and briny type snackies, olives, banana peppers. I don't like olives, but if you like olives, they're amazing for keto. All of them too. They all work. My next snacky suggestion is going to be fat bombs. I always have some fat bombs on hand. My recipes for fat bombs are incredibly easy. It's basically the same base and you can mix up the flavor however you want. I'll leave a link to my absolute favorite one up above. It's a cinnamon roll fat bomb. Absolutely incredible. But you could even make them plain and not add a ton of flavoring, and then they're just like little tiny cheesecake bites that you don't have to bake. So easy. They're around 1 net carb a piece. And if you are someone who really needs a sweet little nosh after your dinner, I do. I need something sweet. My brain is programmed. A fat bomb will really, really set you right. And honestly, you could overdo it and have 2 or 3 or 4 and not totally throw in the towel on your macros. So I love fat bombs for that. You can always add crunch to them too with like pecans or some kind of like macadamia nuts, something that's going to give it a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of crunch will totally make you feel satisfied. And just eat them slowly. You're not eating this big trough of ice cream like you would have before. Couple fat bombs on a plate. Savor every little morsel. Take small bites and enjoy them and make the treat last. That's a really good evening snack, especially if you're someone who craves something sweet, which I always do. That'll never go away for me. Strawberries is another really good one. Now you have to take it easy. You can't sit down with an entire pint of strawberries and eat it and expect that you're not going to have some kind of response and some kind of reaction in your body. So what I like to do for strawberries is I will grab the pack, I will pick out 4 to 5 good size strawberries. I do a process so it feels special. I rinse them, I take off the little stem, I cut them up into little tiny pieces so they're in a bowl. I'll put a little bit of Greek yogurt on top or a little bit of sugar-free whipped cream, which I find at Walmart. The brand is Land O'Lakes. It's sugar-free whipped heavy cream. Such a game changer. Super low in carbs and the ingredients are clean. So, did you get all that? I've had like 5 cups of coffee already this morning. I gotta slow it down. So I'll take my little bowl of cut up strawberries. You could even do some blueberries in there if you wanted with a little bit of whipped cream or a little bit of yogurt. You could even sprinkle a couple of pecans on there. All of those textures and flavors are going to tell your brain to shut up about the munchies because you're getting all of this variety in what you're eating, and it's super low carb and very, very nutritious. There are so many antioxidants in berries, and there are so many good healthy fats in your nuts. So I still eat them. You're going to have people that tell you that you can't have fruit, but spoiler alert, sometimes you need some strawberries, and that's such a good snack at nighttime because it's fibrous. So you're going to go to bed, you're going to feel full, and you're not going to overdo your carb numbers. Another recommendation, and this is something that I really only try to do once a week, is a sugar-free low-carb ice cream. My personal favorite is the Enlightened Keto Collection. It says 4 net carbs for the whole container, but I basically take that container, I just scoop out a couple of little scoops. It ends up being about 1/4 of the container, tiny squirt of the sugar-free heavy cream on it, and again, I eat it really slowly, so I feel like I've had a little bit of ice cream. That is super satisfying to me. Now, the reason that I can't do that every day, you might be able to. Not only will you be able to fit it into your macros, but maybe you are someone who can eat a dessert like that every day and not derail. I have a tendency to still get really obsessive about those sort of things. So it starts with the one day of the small little bit of ice cream. The next day I'm eating half the pint. Next day, whole pint, and so on and so forth. And sometimes it can really mess with my maintenance and it can mess with my weight loss. It also kind of messes with my brain. So if you're going to do an elaborate dessert like that, ice cream or some kind of like keto cake or something, don't do that every day. Try to only do that a couple times a week and try to pepper in more lower carb desserts or munchies or treats for an evening snack. If you find yourself eating this elaborate dessert every day, whether it's keto or not, you're probably still falling into some old patterns. So again, keto ice cream like Rebel or Enlightened, but try to eat it sparingly just to kind of get the ice cream fix. Okay, sometimes when your brain and your mind is telling you that you're hungry, you're actually thirsty. And sometimes a drink is enough to stop you from craving little foods and little treats. So what I like to do is I call it, you guys are gonna hate the name, I call it loser lemonade. Basically what loser lemonade is it's a giant cup of ice water, a squirt or several of lemon juice. It just depends what I have on hand. Sometimes I just have the little lemon juice concentrate. Sometimes I have actual lemons. I'll put lemon juice into the ice water, mix it up really well, and I add a tiny bit of sweetener. I usually use liquid stevia for that because most of the crystallized sweeteners don't dissolve, or if you are someone who allows yourself Splenda in small doses, that works really well for loser lemonade. So that's another thing. It'll be like this big, delicious cup of lemonade, and by the time I've drank that and I've had all the sensations of the tartness of the lemon, the coldness of the ice water, I usually don't want a snack after that. So, I mean, you could always try to do that first and see if it avoids you from needing to snack or munch altogether. The next drink that I like to do in the evening if I'm craving something sweet but, you know, don't want to get crazy is I'll do a Keto Hot Chocolate, which basically for me is a cup of decaf coffee. It is the only time you will ever hear me say that I drink decaf in the evening, okay? So steaming hot cup of decaf coffee. I will put an enormous scoop of the keto collagen, the chocolate flavor, into it, and I will add a little bit of heavy cream, mix it up, a squirt of, you guessed it, my favorite thing ever, the sugar-free whipped heavy cream right on top, and it's like a delicious little mug of hot chocolate. It gives me those warm, cozy hot chocolate vibes. It really does kick my sweet tooth in the butt, and I'm also getting all of the benefits of the collagen and the antioxidants from the coffee. So that's another drink that I like to do instead of eating. Powerade Zero is also a really great one for me. Sometimes, like I said before, you really are just thirsty and just need to hydrate and balance your electrolytes. All of those things can mess with your hunger signals and your need for food. So take a giant, blue's my favorite Powerade flavor. I really don't like any of the other ones. So I'll get an enormous blue Powerade Zero. I'll put it in a big, cute cup, put some ice in there, a nice little fancy straw. Doing all those little extras and all those little details makes your mind think that something exciting is happening, even if it's just drinking loser lemonade or ice water or Powerade. You have to put the extra effort in so your mind is like, ooh, look at us, we are fancy. And that really helps me. So sometimes all you need to do is have a drink instead of a munchie. I wish I was someone who could drink caffeinated coffee at nighttime and be unaffected, but I'm not. Last but not least, I want to talk about alternatives to eating altogether, doing something completely different. You get those wheels turning, maybe you had your herbal refreshment, maybe your nighttime medicine makes you hungry, maybe being bored makes you feel like you need to eat something, maybe you ate dinner at 5 o'clock and now it's 9 and you're starving. Whatever the reason may be, sometimes you just have to tell your brain that you want to do something different. So here I am, I'm laying in bed, I'm watching my show, and all of a sudden the munchies come. And oh my God, I need to eat something, I need to eat something, I need to eat something. No. You might not need to eat something. Try mixing up whatever it is that you're doing. Go take a super hot, quick body shower. Go wash your face and put a face mask on. Crack open a new book that you have been dying to read. Change whatever it was that you are watching on the TV. Maybe there's something in there subtly that started to make you think about food. Like, I can't watch Food Network or any kind of cooking shows late at night because I find myself dying for food when I'm not even hungry. So I try really hard to watch something that I am engrossed in that has very little to do with food. Sometimes I just straight up go to bed early. It could be 9:30, and if I find myself on the horse and on the wheels of, God, I'm hungry, I want to eat, I want to eat, I want to eat, I want to eat, I just basically ignore myself, take a little drink of water, and go to bed early. Because to sit there in that anxiety spiral of, should I eat, should I not eat, what do I have that I... Staying in that place makes me insane, and it makes me feel really, really out of control. So if you are able to, go to bed early. You know, that extra sleep is not going to hurt you at all. And honestly, I feel like a lot of us stay up just to stay up. So if you're sitting there wondering, like, what can I do to feel better? Go to bed early. I love going to bed early. My typical bedtime is around 11, but on those days where I just need to end my day, I'll go to bed at 9:30, no problem. This one seems super obvious, but watch motivational stuff for staying on your keto journey or whatever food journey or whatever it is, health journey that you're on. Watch things that motivate you. Maybe pull up a few YouTube videos of some of your favorite keto people or some of your favorite nutrition people and get boosted. Watch motivational videos. Even if you go to YouTube and you type in motivational people, you're going to find all of these incredible speeches about, you doing you and being your best self and all of these things. And sometimes it's just nice to hear that, and that can help put you on the path to not derailing. Everybody needs that from time to time. I do. If you are a day muncher, I don't have as much advice for you because I am definitely not. It is very easy for me to go the entire day with barely eating, fasting, eating super tiny meals. I am not munchy during the day because I'm busy. So when I'm running and gunning, food doesn't even occur to me. I get them at nighttime. But if you're someone who's getting munchies during the day, my best advice to you is to do something else, okay? Do something else. Go for a walk. Go check on your elderly neighbor and make sure she has everything she needs. Go walk your dog. Go walk around the mall. Do something to just get you out of the funk of, I need to eat something right now. There's a zillion different ways that you can do it. These are just some of the things that have worked really well for me over the years and things that I implement still on a daily basis. I really hope this video helped answer some of your questions about what to do when you're getting the munchies on keto or on your low carb eating plan. That's what I'm here for, to kind of help you guys tread the water. I love you all so much, and I'm so thankful for all of the positivity that you guys bring into my life. I absolutely love you. Have an incredible day. I will see you guys really, really soon. Happy Friday!